So this presentation today is going to be talking about messages and notifications, and ultimately just relaying information back to the user, and the different ways in which we can do that in Apex, and advantages and disadvantages to certain methods of doing that. So some of the things that we're going to talk about is providing success messages to the end user. It's something I think most developers come across very early. Apex makes it very easy for us to provide success messages to the end users, but when you want to customize them, sometimes it's not always obvious how to do that. We'll talk about prepared or formatted messages and kind of the syntax that you can use to present messages to the user. And I'll also expand upon that a bit and talk about how you can use that structure to even format content, such as like a button or something, or even like a small HTML component. We'll talk about different ways which we can provide validation and error messages back to the end user, such as through the error handling function, through just regular validations. And I'll also talk about how we can leverage the Apex Error package to make our own validation routines that are robust and reusable. Towards the end, we'll talk about client-side messages and kind of how we can do many of the things that I just talked about previously, but all on the client without actually going into the database. And then lastly, I'll just talk about a couple problems that we commonly have with messages and how to deal with them, and hopefully maybe we can think about some ways to solving those in the future.